Hey guys, are you guys ready for another video? Well, doesn't really matter because we're going to do one anyways. I decided to do a video this week just on some of the questions we get, because we get a lot of questions in the comments section of the YouTube videos, and I just wanted to answer a few of them. We've been shopping a lot this last week. Just yesterday we just went to a few thrift stores, and we got quite a bit of stuff. I think we did pretty well, probably $1,000 or so worth of stuff. And we didn't go to the outlet store, so. And we're not videotaping every single trip because we go out a lot more than the videos that we show you guys.
And we just don't want to. Yeah,
and we don't feel like it, so. I get a lot of questions, first off, on shipping. Shipping is super important, and I probably need to do a whole video on shipping by itself. I have another video on shipping, but it's more on just the packaging of the items and wrapping them and how to box them up and all that. First off, our shipping printer that we use a thermal. It's a LP 2844 Zebra, and it takes, if you want to grab one of those rolls, it takes thermal labels. It doesn't take ink. So you'll save a lot of money if you get one of these. And I don't recommend that you don't have to get one unless you ship a lot, because they are like $100 on eBay for the shipping printer. Priority A boxes. We use a lot of Priority A boxes. Definitely go get some. You can order them from USPS.com website. In the last shipping video I didn't cover these, and mainly because we weren't using them. I had no clue. So we found out from somebody else that, hey, we should start using these things. This one here is a Priority A. It's a flat box, and if you go into your eBay, let me see here. When you ship a printing label, if you go into eBay and you click print shipping label, you'll come to your next screen, where you purchase and print your USPS postage. And all you do is you click on the change weight and dimensions box, and it'll bring up another window that says compare shipping rates. Now, this is after you box your item up, because you're going to ship it out anyways, and you're weighing it on your scale. You already know the weight. Now you got the real dimensions of the product. And all you do is just look on this screen and see whatever's cheaper. Sometimes it's going to be priority. Sometimes it's going to be priority flat rate, if the item fits in the priority flat rate. And then a lot of times on the smaller items, like converter boxes and stuff, I put them in priority regional A boxes. And that's because it seems like it's always $2, $3 cheaper. And on average, I'd say we probably make about $20 every time we ship all our items out, just on shipping. So it almost cancels out our PayPal fees.
There's two different sizes. They're kind of like the flat rate boxes, except a little bit smaller. You got the long skinny one, and then you got the square box one.
Yeah, we're out of the little square ones. Otherwise, I'll show you those. But that's usually the ones I put the converter boxes in. I'll put a bunch of my recommended priority boxes that you should order from USPS in the description, and you guys can go in there if you don't already. That's usually what we keep on hand. Some of the other supplies we get are bubble mailers. We use a lot of these for like remotes and stuff. These are 000s. You can order them on eBay. The more you buy, the cheaper they are. So just do your research and find out
the sizes you need for what you sell.
Right, and don't get polys. I mean, don't get paper, get polys. These are another size we use, and then we have an even bigger one we use too. And we don't have to order those too often. You know, just when you run low, order another box of them. That's what we do. Same thing with priority boxes. Don't go crazy and order a crap ton of freaking priority boxes.
We made that mistake.
Yeah, just order a box of each, and when you start running low, go on there and order another box. And they're absolutely free. Peanuts and bubble wrap. We have a hookup with her dad, and he hooks us up through his company because they order a lot from a shipping company. So we get a really good deal on peanuts and bubble wrap. But if you really want to save a lot of money on peanuts and bubble wrap, first, if you know somebody that works for a big company, go ahead and ask them to hook you up and see if you can order from that company. You can try going out and finding it, but it's not always reliable. Kind of a pain in the butt.
You can also go to your newspaper company and order these. These are end rolls, and they will save you so much money on stuff that's not quite as fragile that you're not worried about breaking. Just put the paper in there, and then people that don't like having writing on their paper from newspaper are happy too, because it looks more professional.
I use this a ton. Like she said, if it's an item that's not real fragile, I'll pack it in paper. No problem. They charge us $3 for each end roll, and all you do is walk in and ask them if they sell end rolls. Most newspaper companies do. And it'll save you a ton of money on shipping supplies, trust me.
As far as boxes, get them wherever you can. We have our favorite places that we go. If you go into grocery stores or Walmart at night and you ask them to save boxes for you, they will. You can go behind strip malls, behind malls, anywhere that doesn't have a cardboard crusher, you can find boxes from. All you gotta do is ask most of the time, and most companies will save them for you.
Yeah, and you'll find your favorite places, and then we go once a month and pick up boxes, but we get like a whole back of my truck is full of boxes when we go. I'll get a lot of questions about, a lot of people complain about, you know, I don't have an outlet store where I can get stuff, by the way. Well, you see the kind of stuff we get from the outlet stores, and then you see the kind of stuff we get from the thrift stores, and they're kind of similar, but the only difference is from the thrift stores, you're going to get better quality items. You're not going to be able to go into a thrift store and yank a power cord off something. So outlet stores is good for finding parts and pieces and stuff like that, and every now and then we get lucky and we find some really cool stuff. But that's why a lot of times our carts will go from 3 carts to 1 cart. It's not because we don't know what the hell we're grabbing, unlike, you know, because we got some comments like that. It's because a lot of that crap is broken. You know, you go through all that shit, and a lot of stuff, you test it, it's broken, it's got a crack in it, you know, you grab it because you have an idea it's worth money. And there is a few things that I grab that I'm just really not sure about. I know that I have sold things like it in the past, but maybe not that exact item, and that's why we look it up. But either way, outlets, great for that. Thrift stores, like I said yesterday, we went out to just thrift stores. There's still plenty of money there, guys.
And we're going out to just thrift stores again today.
Yeah, just thrift stores. We're not going to the outlet store. And I find a lot of really good stuff. You'll spend a little bit more money. I think yesterday we spent $150, $160, but we got between $800 and $1,000. I don't know. I haven't added it up yet, but leave me alone. Anyways, don't stress it. Keep looking, and you guys will get it down. Got a lot of questions about taxes. Taxes are important, and eBay's policy is if you sell 20,000 or more and have 200 transactions or more, PayPal will send you a 1099 to where you need to report it. So if you fit that category, then start worrying about taxes. If not, don't worry about it right now until you hit that point. I use PayPal Analytics. We're not very organized, so when tax season comes up, we spend a whole day going through all of our records. I should be more organized. It'll save a headache this time of year, but we don't. Not yet. Maybe next year. PayPal Analytics will tell you your refunds. It'll tell you how much you sold in-state. That's great for if you do state taxes like we do. Somebody also asked about yard sales, like how to keep track of that. My tax guy told me to keep a book, write the address, the day, and put how much you spent at that yard sale. And then you can just keep track and then just keep flipping pages throughout the year until you have it all tallied up. And then, of course, your eBay invoices are also stored in eBay, and you can go back into eBay and you can save those invoices to a nice little folder and for your taxes and put them on a thumb drive.
How we started.
Yeah, how we started. That was another question. We started about 14 years ago in 2000. It was when I was in the military. I was stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, the 101st Airborne Division, which is air assault. Anyways, I got our first computer, paid a lot of money for it because back then computers weren't that, not everybody had them. But eBay,
dial up, woohoo!
Yeah, dial up, listing on eBay with dial up, baby. That's how we started. So we went to yard sales and thrift stores and had no clue what sold. We just knew, hey, if 50 cents for a book, I could probably sell it for more. I remember we bought some kids' clothes, sold them, made money. I remember going to a thrift store and we bought an Odyssey 2 game system. I still remember I paid $4 for this thing, and we took it home and found out it was worth like $45, which
at that time was,
yeah, that was like amazing.
Awesome.
I also got one other thing at that thrift store, and I still have it. I have it here right now. It is a Hulk Hogan
Hulkamania
1985 mug for beer.
It's almost as old as us.
And I keep it. It goes on eBay right now for about $10 to $20, so I'm still keeping it. I'm not going to sell it.
No, it does not.
I love it. Yeah, they go for $10 to $20. All right. Anyways, we moved into selling some new items. I sold airsoft stuff. I sold knives. I've sold as seen on TV stuff, and that was back when there wasn't a lot of users and not a lot of competition on eBay, so it was really easy to buy wholesale and sell on eBay. Now it's extremely difficult, guys, to sell wholesale on eBay because you have so much competition and everybody's cutting each other's throats.
And it's very low profit.
Very low profit now. I used to make $20 profit on an as seen on TV item. Not anymore. All right.
eBay store versus no eBay store.
Yeah,
Everything goes eBay store, 30-day fixed price. We don't do auctions very often unless we cannot, for the life of us, figure out what an item is worth. And then, if we don't pay very much for it, we're happy to sell it for $10 if need be. But we always do a store. We've always had a store subscription. That's what we'll keep doing.
Yeah, and we don't do the continuing listings. They end after 30 days, and that way I can keep track of what's not selling. If something goes 30 days and doesn't sell, I might lower the price a little bit. I might stay with the price. It depends on how I feel. If 30 more days goes by and I go to relist that item again and I see it's still there, I might lower the price more if it's a higher priced item. But if I get to the point to where it's not selling for $10 or something, guys, I'll just pull it off and donate it or something like that, you know. So it's a good way for us to keep track on what's not selling. That way you just don't keep piling more stuff up and you keep your warehouse filled with inventory that sells. I don't see the point in having a bunch of inventory that's not selling. Some people do. I don't. Your department stores don't work like that. What does Walmart do when they have inventory that's excess? Do they keep making a bigger Walmart? No, they get rid of it. They have clearance and they take their losses or whatever.
How to test remotes and power cords. The remotes, you can do it many ways. You can use a meter or you can use your smartphone and flip it around and put batteries in it and just flash it into whatever your reflective surface is and see if it flashes the little purple light. If it works, it'll flash a light.
Or you can buy the remote sensors for computers with a little USB end, and they have a little light that comes on. And when you point any remote at them, the light comes on. And a lot of times, I'll do that.
As far as power cords go, depending on what it is, we do or don't test them. If it's an electric blanket power cord, you can plug it in, and most of those have lights on them, so you can pretty much guess. And as long as they're in good condition, they're probably going to work. Yeah. And the electric griddles and stuff like that, the kitchen stuff that has the little electric plugs that you plug into them, they usually have lights too, and if you turn them on, the lights will turn on. Other than that, power cords, if they look like they're in good shape and there's no wires showing and they don't look like they've been abused, we generally just assume that they work, and we haven't had any returns, I don't think, on power cords, ever.
No, never. Yeah, just inspect them, guys. That's all we do. We inspect the power cords. I mean, if everything looks in place, they work. I mean, never had a return, so just make sure you're looking at it, make sure there's not a cut in the cable and all that good stuff. I had a few comments saying, man, you guys really slam that stuff in the car. And I mean, there's been a couple times where I've gotten after her because I'm rushing her, you know, about slamming stuff in there. Not very often, though. Most of what you guys are hearing is, I mean, all I did was scoot a few pens around the freaking desk. These phones pick up everything, guys. I'm sorry, it sounds horrible, but we're not slamming stuff and grinding stuff. I'm sorry it sounds that way, but we're not. We're trying to sell this stuff.
There's been a few times that I've probably been a little rougher with stuff than I should have been,
yeah,
but never anything to where it would actually break the item. But I do try to be a little more careful now because I know that these sounds pick up. So
yeah, whatever.
For the future.
The items sell, and I've never had a bad feedback saying there was gouges all over an item or anything like that. I had somebody make a comment saying it's not professional to look items up in public like that, that we should be professionals and we should know what items are worth.
Bullshit!
Yeah, that's bullshit, guys.
Look everything up.
It's you know, what is Robert Kiyosaki says, it's better to know a little about a lot than a lot about a little. And that's where the money is, guys. I mean, branch out.
How else are you going to learn new things?
I can learn everything there is to possibly learn about shoes and be a shoe expert. And every time I go out, I won't look nothing up because I already know the values because I'm a shoe expert. But here's the thing. I'm missing out on the DVD stuff, the record players, the vintage crap. The camera we got yesterday was worth $150 that we paid $5.
That our son found,
and my 11-year-old son found that, and it just looked cool to him. He just says, hey, Mom, is this worth money? And she looks it up and goes, wow, it's $150 camera with mainly the lens on it. But look up the items, guys. You know, here's the thing. When I go out, it's not that I am an expert on knowing the exact value of everything. It's that I am good at finding items that I think are worth money.
If we know something sells, we're gonna grab it, no matter what. But if we see something new and interesting, if I've never seen one of these laying in the bins before, I'm gonna grab it because I want to look it up and see if it's something I can sell.
And it looks interesting. You know, one item I found before, and I didn't know nothing about sewing, but I seen something that said brother on it. And no, I'm not talking about Mr. Hulk Hogan here. Hulk Hogan, brother. I'm talking about Brother Sewing Machine Company, and it was this huge, humongous thing. And it was, I found out it was a knitting machine.
And it was hell to ship.
Yeah, it's a huge, heavy item. But you know what? I made $800 on that item, and I only paid like $20 for it. So if I just went in there because I'm a shoe expert and just got shoes and go, I don't want to look stuff up because I'm going to think people think I'm not professional, I would have never made that $800.
And our income would have been almost $1,000 less this year.
It is impossible to be an expert on everything. Even when you watch Antique Roadshow, do they have one expert that tells everybody what their shit's worth? No. They have an expert in each field because they know a lot about one thing. It's impossible to know what everything is worth, guys. So use your phones. And the stuff that's worth the most money is the stuff that you have no clue what it does or what it's worth. It just looks interesting. Those are the kind of items that we find are worth the most.
Look everything up. Be smart about it.
So guys, I am Gilldaddy. This is Gil Mama. And one more thing I got to cover is earlier this
failures.
month. Yeah. I failed. I know I failed. Okay, so I said I wanted to do 20,000 this month, and I really thought that was possible because we usually work about 3 days a week. I mean, we ship every day, but we usually work about 3 days a week. And I figured at the start of January, this would be a cool goal to shoot for because I know it's possible. But the problem is, right after Christmas, even though we had a lot of items that I know sell on there, and we kept putting items on there, items just were not selling that much. The cheap items were the expensive items weren't. And it's because
everybody got the stuff they wanted.
Well, everybody's broke, too. If you got kids, you spend a lot of money on Christmas. You know, it depends on how big your family is. So I understand it. But you know what?
We'll try again
successful
next month.
people are not afraid to fail. You know, losers are afraid to fail, and that's the truth. That's why they never take any chances. So I no problem. I'll shoot for it next month. But I'll show you what we did at the end of the month, and hopefully we'll be right around our normal, 12,000 or so. But we're shooting for that right now because sales have been slow. But anyways, guys, like and subscribe if you want to see more. We'll do some more picking videos and stuff. I just wanted to answer some questions because I get a lot of that. And maybe I'll do an entire shipping video with some screen captures or something to help you guys out. Thank you. I got one more person to thank before we go. I don't want to forget to do this because it was really cool of her to do this. We found a video by Go Guy Jean, and she basically just did a video showing something she found and saying, thank you guys, I watch your videos and it's helping me and I'm learning to do what you do. And that's why we do it, guys. I mean, that's the whole reason why we make these videos is just because I want to give back, I mean, it's better to give back to people. If you want anything in life, you have to give first, and that's the truth. So we love you guys, and keep watching the videos. And if you got any comments or any suggestions or anything you want to see in our videos, just go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And we're out of here.
Share our videos. Ask questions.